Gentlemen, welcome to the Laptop Lap Dances Week 10 preview. Let's get started. First off, let's go over our standings. After last week, we now have a tie for first place. Justin and I are both 12 and 6, but he does have the tiebreaker on points. That's what having a 237 point week will do for you. So that is our top two. Next, we have another tie for third place. At Danny and Brent are both at 11 and 7. After that, we have another tie, a pair of 10 and 8 teams in Jesse and Nathan at 5 and 6. Then Noah rounds out our final playoff spot with a currently an 8 and 10 record. And then at 8, we have Josh at 6 and 12. 9 is Ethan at 5 and 13. And Steven is also at 5 and 13 at 10. All right, bye weeks. We got some major bye weeks this week. Lots of high-powered fantasy offenses are off this week. The Chiefs, the Dolphins, the Eagles, 3 major fantasy offenses, and then there's the Rams thrown in there too. So yeah, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, guys like that off the board this week. All right, Fantasy D-Day 2. We do have another Germany game this week. This week it is the Patriots rolling into Germany to take on the Colts. Should be an interesting game. Both me and Brent will have guys in this game. So if you've got a Patriot or a Colt, make sure that you get up early and make sure that they are healthy and that lineup is set. All right, let's get on to these matchups. First up, number 10, Steve-O at 5 and 13. Taking on number 7, Noah, who is 8 and 10. These teams did play previously in week 7, where Steve-O won 145 to 125. Steve-O is in desperate need of a win this week, so he, it's all in for him this week. A big question here for Noah is, does Ja'Marr Chase play? He's dealing with a back issue. We'll have to see if he suits up. Steve-O opens this matchup tonight with Chuba Hubbard in the glorious Panthers-Bears game that we're going to have. Will Levis versus Rachaad White going head-to-head here in that Tampa Bay, Tennessee game, so that'll be interesting to keep track of. On Sunday night is a big matchup here. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Jacoby Myers versus Steve-O's Jets defense. And then Steve-O does finish out the matchup on Monday night with Gabe Davis. In terms of bye weeks, Noah's without Tua, and Steve-O is without his first 2 round picks, his stack, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. It's a terrible week for them to be on bye because Steve-O needs this win. So Steve-O's fighting an uphill battle. We'll see if he can get the win. I am going to take Noah to win this game. All right, up next, number 5, Jesse at 10 and 8, taking on number 9, Ethan at 5 and 13. Ethan also in desperate need of a win, trying to end that losing streak. Jesse's currently running double tights, guys. So just be aware of that. Jesse might be running double tights this week. Kenneth Walker and Antonio Gibson versus Terry McLaurin in that Seahawks Commanders game. We also have Debo and Christian Kirk versus Evan Ingram in that Niners-Jags game. Austin Eckler and Jahmyr Gibbs, so Danny having both backs in that game versus Ethan's Josh Reynolds. Jesse has Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams on Sunday Night Football. And why do the Raiders always play on primetime? It seems like every game they played this year has been on primetime. I don't get it. But then Ethan will finish the matchup with Jerry Jeudy on Monday Night Football. In terms of bye weeks, Jesse is without Puka Nacua, and Ethan is hit hard for the second week in a row. He's without Jalen Hurts, Isaiah Pacheco, and Devontae Smith. I am going to take Jesse to win this game. All right, our upset alert of the week this week, number 3, Danny at 11 and 7, taking on number 8, Josh at 6 and 12. The last time these two teams played was in week 7, where Danny won a close matchup, 135 to 128. Josh is another team in desperate need of a win. Got to start getting points in that win column to fight for a playoff spot. Danny opens with Michael Pittman in Germany Sunday morning. And then we've got TJ Hawkinson and the Saints defense going against Jordan Addison in this matchup, so that Vikings game will be big here. Travis Etienne versus Saquon Barkley, two big name fantasy backs going head to head there. Chris Godwin versus Marquise Hollywood Brown, another interesting matchup to keep track of here. Two high powered wide receivers. Josh is done after the 4 o'clock slate, and then Danny finishes with Javonte Williams on Monday Night Football. In terms of bye weeks, Josh is only without Royce Freeman, and Danny is without Raheem Mostert. I am going to take Josh to win this game and upset Danny. All right, our matchup of the week, number 1. Number 2, Philip at 12-6, taking on number 4, Brent at 11-7. Brent opens up the matchup tonight with a pair of Bears and Cole Kmet and the Bears defense. In Germany, we've got a couple names playing. Brent has both running backs in Germany, so Jonathan Taylor and Ramondre Stevenson versus my Demario Douglas in that game. Herbert and Monty versus Goff going head-to-head in that same game. So both quarterbacks in that Lions-Chargers game going head-to-head here. And then I also have David Montgomery. CeeDee Lamb versus Wan'Dale Robinson going head-to-head here in that Giants-Cowboys game. With T. Higgins now being out, I'm probably going to have to play Tyjae Spears, which means that we're going to have Derrick Henry versus Tyjae Spears head-to-head in this matchup. So that'll be really interesting. They're playing the Bucs. The Bucs have a great run defense. Hopefully they have to pass more, and Tyjae racks up a bunch of catches. Brent is, we also have Drake London versus Mike Evans in this matchup. Two really good fantasy wide receivers going head-to-head there. Brent's done after the 4 o'clock slate, and then I have Dalton Kincaid and James Cook on Monday Night Football. In terms of bye weeks, I'm without Tyreek Hill and Darrell Henderson, while Brandon's without A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, and Chase Claypool. I am going to take myself to win this game. All right, matchup of the week, number 2. Number 1, Justin at 12-6, taking on number 6, Nathan at 10-8. Justin opens up this matchup tonight with a pair of wide receivers in DJ Moore and Adam Thielen, so he's starting off hot tonight on Thursday. Najee Harris versus George Pickens and A.J. Dillon in that Steelers-Packers game. So that'll be a big game here. Amari Cooper versus Jerome Ford. So 2 Browns going head-to-head here. Do the Browns pass or run more? We'll have to see. Sam Laporta versus George Kittle. Two of the best fantasy tight ends going head-to-head there. Michael Thomas versus Tyler Boyd. 2 kind of lesser-known now wide receivers who just keep putting up numbers and production going head-to-head there. And then we've got Josh Allen and the Bills defense versus Stephon Diggs in prime time. In terms of bye weeks, Justin is without Jalen Waddle and DeAndre Swift, while Nathan is without Cooper Kupp and the Eagles defense. This matchup is going to come down to that Bills game. I am going to take Nathan to upset Justin and win this matchup. And that is our Week 10 preview. Good luck, everybody, this week. Lots of teams in desperate need of a win. Playoff spots are starting to solidify a bit. Good luck, and let's ride.